Now, sometimes one of the biggest wounds that the inner child has is neglect, having experienced neglect. And it can be many different ways, whether it's they don't give you enough time or attention or something. And the unfortunate thing is that first we get neglected by others, and then we do it to ourselves in different ways. And that's okay, that's part of the journey, we all go through that. But this is why it's so important that when you're healing the inner child, the approach that you use is very important, because we can't heal using a similar kind of approach that the way that we were hurt. That's why luckily more people are talking about now that the way to heal is through integration, and I'll explain what that means to a lot of people. That idea of maybe like letting go, pushing away, or very kind of like repulsive ways of healing that you're pushing away, casting away. I feel like more and more people are realizing now that that doesn't work that well if you want to go deep, if you want to heal at a deep level. I like that quote: what we resist persists. So anything we try to push away, we think we think we're healing from it, but it's still there. It's still there in the corner. Just because you pushed it away and you hide it behind a little box doesn't mean that it's not there. The idea of integration is to, for example, what I mean with the inner child is that we're integrating parts of us that have been left behind. And you can think of it many different ways, but one thing, for example, I remember a while ago I was trying to build a website, and there's apps and things that say they, for example, it has Facebook integration, or this software integrates with all these apps and all these other softwares. Or so I thought of it as integration. It just means that it works well together, right? If it has Facebook integration, it means that whatever that is, the app, website, something, works well with Facebook. And I thought it's kind of the same with the healing journey. If I'm integrating parts of myself, because we all have different parts of ourselves, if I'm integrating, it just means that I'm bringing them closer to me, and we're working together on the healing journey. I'm not trying to let go and get rid of something. I'm welcoming it, and we're healing together and moving forward together, because it's a part of me. The inner child is a part of you. So we're integrating all these things that are left behind. So for example, if you've been a very insecure person, and we're trying to think, oh, I'm just gonna, there's many different words that people use, but transmute that or let go of that, or many different ways that people talk about healing that. That insecure part of you started because maybe you were neglected, you were treated like crap, you were cast aside, left behind, and now we're trying to heal it the same way. I don't think that's gonna work very well. In my life, that hasn't worked very well. And when I started working in this way with clients, we saw that the transformation was way more powerful and goes way deeper. So if instead that part of you that's been neglected, now you bring it close to you. And through a meditation, through a visualization, you can have that little conversation with that part of you that says, I'm sorry you've gone through this. I didn't realize how deeply you were hurting. I'm here for you now. Let me know how to help you. Let me know how we can heal together. Whatever resonates with you. I'm not going to tell you how to talk to the wounded parts of you. I've given a lot of ideas in other videos. But I just want to invite you to consider that possibility, that it's like little parts of you that you've been ignoring. We all have. Don't feel bad about this. I'm not saying it in a way that I want you to feel bad about it, but parts of you that you've left behind, that you've ignored, that were too painful to look at. Now it's like, okay, that very insecure part of me, how can I integrate that into my being? How can I heal that? How can I love that part of me like it's never been loved before, at such a deep level, that it integrates into my being, integrates into my journey, into me, because it is a part of you. And then there's a very angry part of you. Same thing, the more we try to push it away, the stronger that gets. So how can I heal that? How can I, whatever resonates with you, forgive that part of me? How can I accept that part of me? How can I love that part of me? The parts that feel unlovable are just crying out for love. They've been waiting for your love for such a long time. So how can we do that? How can we integrate that into ourselves to move forward in a way that just feels so much better? Because think about this. This happened to me throughout my journey, that the more parts of me that I really don't like, how happy can you be if you really dislike so many parts of you? And I can even begin to explain to you how much I judged other people, because I deeply inside I just really didn't like myself. And I still have things I'm working through, and I still things that come up, but now I just welcome them in a much different way, integrating all those parts into my being. So I just invite you to consider that approach. That is not about pushing away and letting go and trying to fix and change and say like, oh, that part of me just needs to grow up, or needs to change, or needs to be this way. What if it just needs to be loved? And then all those crazy behaviors that we hate might start to dissipate. It's a very deep topic, but I just wanted to introduce that idea of how to move forward with the healing journey and what integration means to me and to many other people. It just means that, just bringing that in and welcoming, accepting, realizing that it is a part of you. And maybe the more you welcome it, the more you accept it, the more compassion you have towards it, the more forgiveness if that's what's needed, and the more love, then the more, the easier, the faster it will heal and just transform your life. So give that a try. Happy integration.